Good morning. My name is Shirley Bolden, and I want to talk a little bit about the interview that I did for our final presentation. I interviewed a 75-year-old African American male who's turning 76 at the end of August 22nd, actually. He was born in 1949. He was raised in California, the Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco. He is the fifth child of 9 siblings, and he talked about how sometimes they had to go without, but also how they farmed and gardened for their food as well. So they didn't eat. I mean, they didn't go without eating, but times were still hard for them. He was the only sibling, the first sibling to graduate, and he talked about how he remembered nobody came to support him at his graduation. He talked about a little bit of abuse from his mom that he's experienced. This gentleman, he is living in a nursing facility after falling ill in February, and he has not been able to get up and walk since. He worked. He is married with 3 biological children and 3 bonus children. He worked at the paper mill most of his life, and he had to retire early due to carpal tunnel. The first thing that I say that this interview relates a lot to would be the health decline and the frailty of him. He's had 30 surgeries. He's battled 3 different cancers, and he's still battling multiple myeloma now on top of everything else. He ended up getting pneumonia in February, and since then, it was a drastic decline in his health. He had a porcelain gallbladder. He had to get his gallbladder removed, and there were times that he felt like giving up, he told me. Frail, elderly, he fits that description. Being frail, elderly means you have to depend on someone else to do everything for you. Like I said, now he is in a long-term facility. It's not a permanent decision, but he is not strong enough to take care of himself, and his wife is sick and she can't take care of him either. The second theme that relates to this interview would be the loss of independence and his self-concept. He has always been an independent man. These were his words. He's always been independent and did what he wanted to do and when he wanted to do. So when he lost his mobility, that crushed him. That crushed his pride, that crushed his ego, that crushed everything. He said being changed like a baby is the worst thing in his life. He does not like using the bathroom on himself, and I mean, I can understand that. This kind of brings us to the functional age versus the chronological age. Some 75-year-olds are still going. They're still working out. I mean, some are still working and living everyday life. Some are not even retired. They're still doing what they love to do. But this man here, he is in a nursing facility at the same age, and his health is steadily declining. It kind of brought all of what we have learned together for me as far as the health, the work, the family, and the policy. All of that just connected in this interview. Even with his struggles, he still provides. He still does what he can. Now, he did say he doesn't know what his finances are like because his wife does that. He said that. But he knows that if anything happens, if his daughter calls or his grandchildren call, that they are able to support him. He told me basically, as he was getting sick back in November, he actually went to a dealership and he signed for a new car. And he said that was the worst decision he could make because he hasn't even drove the car. He couldn't even drive the car when he went to the dealership to purchase it. He was driving it without permission, I would say, because he gets confused, and some things he can do and some things he can't do. Just a closing reflection on that, behind every theory, there is a realistic story and a realistic situation. When we experience these things in real life, we don't really put it into theory, but when you go to school and you read up on these theories, you're like, okay, I know someone experiencing that, or I've experienced that myself. But the thing that stuck out to me for him was his resilience. I mean, after everything, he is still going strong. He's going to physical therapy every day. He's doing what he has to do because he wants to go home. And a powerful takeaway is just to be strong. Just hold on. Keep going. You know, at times you may feel like you can't make it, but if you just keep going, you'll figure out, hey, I can do this. Thank you for your time. Bye.